prefacing this video that this is not against anybody in particular, not anybody on the good side anyway. But I'm just going to speak my truth now. First of all, saying mean, evil, cruel things about other races, beliefs, genders, unless they're cults. If it's a religion or a belief that's a cult, I'm going to speak against it because that's what I do. I expose cults and I don't back down on that. However, one thing I know is that my beliefs about racism, about slander, about all the things that I believe are based on certain precepts, which are biblical, but not everybody follows the Bible. So I've often said, and I still believe this, that if you don't believe the Bible is the truth or the Word of God, then we have nothing to talk about because that is my basis for my belief system. So at that point, I pretty much stop talking to whoever I'm having the issue with. But I will say and shout it from the highest mountaintops that there are certain moral absolutes and standards that I absolutely will uphold. Threatening to harm somebody in any way, shape, or form is wrong. Period. Even the law says that's wrong. It doesn't even have to be my belief system in that case. It's a law. You don't threaten people. I think a lot of times I consider the source of who's saying what. Sometimes that can help explain why people say what they say, but not always. And sorry about that. My shirt is way too big. I've lost weight, and this shirt is huge on me. Yeah, it's not that kind of channel. I might cut that part out later. Anyhow, accidents happen, and that was purely an accident. Anyhow, I just I have opinions about things, and I will share them at times unless somebody's going to be harmed by my opinion. As I said on the other channel I was on, I have to be careful what I say to protect certain people, but not myself per se, because if it was just me, I would tell y'all all what I think about a lot of things. I have had to hold back on a lot of information about my life because of the people that now lurk or also have channels on this place on YouTube. I don't like being harassed, and I don't like my friends being harassed. And if you have a differing opinion that they don't like, then those other people will attack. That's just how it is. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right that things are said. And I don't see a problem with anybody defending themselves over it. I just think if somebody's going to defend themselves, don't renege on it. If you're going to speak out and say this is wrong, then it's wrong. But that's me. I don't have second thoughts after I say something. Very, very rarely do I ever have second thoughts about like my beliefs and things. Once I say it, that is how it is. I'm a different type of personality. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. I state a fact, I state what I believe is the truth, and then done. Done deal. I don't say, oh, well, gee, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, never. Unless I said something like hurtful to somebody that was like a kind person or normally a kind person. But if you're a bully and you're mean and you say nasty, rotten things, I'm not going to come back and apologize to you for calling you out on it. No, absolutely not. Nor am I going to have second thoughts about this video that I'm making right now. It's staying up. It's not coming down. It's not necessarily a rant video. It's just me explaining how my personality works, I guess, on certain issues that bother me. How are you, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights? I wish I knew what that even meant. I don't even know who Daniel Barry is. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to make it a very lengthy video. I just want to tell you like it is. So just so y'all know, if I have an opinion about something, unless I change my mind, sometimes I'll say something and I'll go back and go, well, I don't really feel that way about that. But if it's something serious, like somebody threatening my friend or threatening my beliefs or threatening my, I don't know, culture or something like that, and I say, hey, I don't like this, it's going to stay right where it is because I know that things that go on YouTube last forever unless you take them down. So if it's something I felt strong enough about to come on and say something, it's staying where it is. That's how I roll. That may not be how everybody rolls, and that's okay. Everybody's different. But for me, mm-mm. I'm going to keep it on there. Unless it's something I said that can harm another person, which I would hope I would never say something that purposely harms another person that's innocent. Hi, Patty. Then I would not, I would keep it right where it is. I'm not pulling it down. I've said this in the other room that I was just in. I've seen too many people make a stand, and then next thing I know, they're pulling their video down, and somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, so and so just made a video, but apparently they took it down already, but they had some really good points, and I agree with them. I don't know why they took it down." Well, they have second thoughts, I guess, and that's okay. That's their personality. I don't think it does as much good as if when you have an opinion, you leave it up and say, hey, this is how it is. This is wrong. And I'm going to speak out and be a voice, because why not? The enemy is speaking out and being a voice, and they don't take their videos down. In fact, they parade them all over proudly. And yes, it's true. They don't care what we think, whether we leave our videos up or not. I get that. But to me, if I feel a certain way about something and I don't change my mind about it, I want the world to know. And I want them to remember that I said whatever I said and that I stand by what I said. Because I guess maybe it doesn't matter to people how other people see them, or maybe it does. I don't know. To me, it matters, and yet it doesn't. If it's somebody important to me, then it's going to matter, of course. But if it's a principle that I stand by, it matters to me to say it, because I don't waste words and I don't speak unless I'm sure 99% of the time that's how I feel. So if I have the guts to come on and say something, then I'm not taking it down. I'm going to say, hey, this is how it is. You can like it, you can lump it, you can do whatever you're going to do with it, but I want everybody to know this is how I feel. And this feeling is solid and it's not changing, and it's just where I'm at on it. So I don't know. I don't fear much in life. There's certain things I do fear, but I don't fear people on the internet generally. I used to. And when I did, I took action, but I don't fear people now. I live my life, I do my job, I come home, I pretty much keep to myself, do my little puzzle here, and that's my life. So, as often as I come on YouTube, I really don't worry about what people are saying, because I don't watch. I don't listen. I don't hear it. But if somebody brings something to me where I'm being misrepresented or something, or scrutinized in some way, and I feel like saying something is what I want to do, that'll give me that empowerment or whatever. And I think that's what it is. When I come on here and I, as you say, rant, that's to empower myself. That's so that I can say, hey, I have a voice. I am woman, hear me roar type of thing. So if I did that, what good would it do me if my purpose in doing that was to be heard and was to say, hey, this is wrong, or hey, I disagree with this? What good would it do me to then pull it down? Didn't that just like say everything I just said doesn't matter? Everything I just said is null and void? I'm sorry you're sick, Bob. Um, may God heal you of your sickness. I'm just saying, I just think it doesn't make sense to me. But that's okay. That's just my opinion, and people are going to do what they do. I always say, you do you, boo. And it's not shade on anybody at all, my saying that. I'm giving my opinion about why I do things the way I do them. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. That's what I had to say about that. But I will say, threatening people's lives is evil and wrong, and you need to stop if you're doing that. Get help if you can't help yourself, but doing that kind of stuff, it's not mentally stable, whatever is going on with you, whoever's doing that. Get help. Get help, because you clearly need it. It's not okay. And I wish YouTube would do more about it. Like I've said before, it's never going to be okay. As far as throwing shade or insults at somebody for being a different color skin, a different race, that kind of thing, it's wrong. It feels wrong in my soul. Even if somebody's not a Christian or a Bible believer, it just feels wrong to say that other people are beneath you just because their skin is a different color. Why does that make it so? Why does it make it right to say somebody is less than you because their skin color is different? Did they ask to be born a certain color? No, any more than you or anybody else asked to be whatever you are. So why is that a right to harm somebody's reputation or put them down as being somehow dumb or stupid or ignorant or whatever? That's just cruel, and it's also nonsensical. If you want to throw out the whole aspect of just being mean, it's nonsense that somebody's skin color can determine their intelligence. It's ludicrous. Who does that kind of stuff on here? I mean, I know who does it, but it's just it's insane to think that you can judge somebody based on the color of their skin, something they did not ask for and cannot control, nor would they, most of them, if they could control that. Why make somebody feel bad that they look a certain way if it's something they can't change? And this is my problem with people that think, okay, we'll go with my race because I'm Caucasian, pretty much. Um, if I thought, well, you're not Caucasian, so you're bad, and you deserve to be my servant or something like that. So if you don't want to be my servant, you need to be Caucasian too. So go and color your skin white, dye your skin. That's insane. Why? Does that make you less of who you are because you've dyed your skin and now you look like me? No, you're still you. When you put somebody down because of the color of their skin, you're putting down the essence of who they are as a human being, of whatever kind of human being they are, whatever nationality, culture, whatever. So, what you're saying is it's not good enough. You have to be exactly like me, or I'm not comfortable. Hi, Lulu. So, that's my issue with that. It's insanity. It's dumb. It makes no sense. It's shallow, among other things. And it never will make sense to me why people judge people based on their skin color. There's so many colors of skin. In fact, certain people who are Caucasian don't look Caucasian. Hi, Save Robbie. I haven't seen you in forever, dude. We were supposed to talk. I don't do shout outs on my channel, Lulu. I'm sorry. I just don't. And I don't allow children in here either. So if you are not 18 or above, you should not be in here. Hi, Truth Prevails. Hello. I'm not sure who you are, but hello. Anyway, I don't believe in this judge mentality. We all share the earth together. We all have good parts to us and parts that need work, right? I'm not going to call it the S word, the sin thing. I'm not getting into that argument again. But we all have things we can work on to make us better people. Okay, Lulu, cool. I still don't do shout outs on here. But hello to you anyways. Anyway, so yeah. That's just how I feel about it. I just there's a lot of garbage going on YouTube. I mean, it's been going on for years, of course, but there's been a recent situation of just utter cruelty. And I've seen people try to speak out against it, and then they change their mind and say, well, I don't know, it's not doing any good for me saying anything. It's not changing anybody. It may not change anybody. That's my husband's hat. It's his hat. It's just a cross. And I don't think it's going to change anybody necessarily, but it is you having a voice and saying, hey, this isn't okay. And I'm saying it's not okay. And I'm not going to change my mind. It's still not okay. But I suppose you could do it in a different way and just keep coming online and saying it over and over again, too. It's not okay. It's not okay. It bothers me. This is terrible. Or you can just leave your video up and say, okay, this is what I've said, I've spoken, and this is how I feel. So I guess it just saves me an extra step of having to come on and keep talking about it and telling people over and over. Because my attitude isn't going to change on this. It hasn't changed in years. Putting people down because of their nationality or their beliefs or whatever is wrong unless they're in a cult. And then in that case, I'm not going to put you down, but I'm definitely going to shoot down your beliefs as being lies if you're in a cult, for sure. But as far as like your physical appearance and stuff, no. Mm-mm. I have friends of all different persuasions, beliefs, whatever, more so just the way they look and stuff. And I would not put them down because they're different than I am. I'm working on my puzzle, y'all, while I'm chit-chatting here. But anyway, as I said before, you do you, boo. Whoever is speaking out against it, every voice is important. I just like if somebody has a voice that they keep their voice loud and clear, that they don't renege on what they say by removing what they said. I just think it's important that if you really feel as strongly as you do, then shout it from the highest mountaintop and don't second guess yourself and don't say, well, gee, I probably shouldn't have said that. No. You either should have or you shouldn't, and if you shouldn't have, then maybe you shouldn't have come on in the first place and said it. That's how I feel about it. Doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean you're an awful person if you do that. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Because when the enemy speaks out, they speak out loud and clear, and they don't renege on what they say. They continue it strongly and keep it where it is and say, hey, this is where we stand. These are our precepts. But when we do that and we feel bad about it and we take down what we say, then what they're saying is, see, they don't even stand by what they say. They don't even have the video up anymore. They don't have the guts to just, say what they mean and mean what they say because they're just going to rant and then disappear and go away and take their video down. How do I know this? Because people have come to me and said that about people that have spoken out about things and said, well, we would have liked to show you what they said. We thought they made some good points, but now the video is not even there anymore, so we can't even tell you what they said. But it was good stuff. We just don't know why they do that and, take their stuff down. I don't know. It's integrity for me. It's an integrity thing. I just think that if you have something to say and it's important to you and you feel that it's a message that needs to be heard, don't regret it. Don't second guess yourself. Leave it there. Leave it there and let the enemy see where you stand. I don't understand why we don't. Are we scared? We shouldn't be. Not if what we're saying is true and righteous. We shouldn't be scared to say this is wrong. So that's just how I feel. I don't know. Like I said, it's no shade on anybody. Everybody is different. I get that. I do. I just wish more people would say, hey, this is how it is, and I'm not relenting. I'm just putting it out there, and hopefully the people that are, good-hearted and care about other people's feelings will see this and think about it and maybe rally the troops and say, hey, we're not going to stand for this. Maybe run off some stuff that shouldn't be on YouTube if there's a way to do that. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I wish I did. I wish I could have my channel back the way it was and have friends that came and chatted and weren't afraid to speak up. I wish I didn't have to have a lurker channel only because people are too scared to have a backbone and say anything in my room. But it isn't that way anymore, unfortunately. It is what it is. And I wouldn't say it's too late, but I don't think there's a lot of people that have, I don't know if I want to say the guts, but that want to be outspoken enough to complain and say, hey, we don't like this stuff going on and it violates the rules and we want it stopped. And I don't know that it would do any good to do that anyway, because YouTube has showed time and time again that they don't care. And they leave this junk up there. The things that violate their very rules, they leave up on YouTube. And I will never understand that. Why have rules, your own rules, if you're not going to follow your own rules? It boggles the mind, you know? It just makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, I guess that's all I had to say. I just was getting frustrated and needed to tell somebody how I felt about that. Tomorrow I will be going to church, and I'm sure I need it. It's a new church. Not a new belief system, really. It's Assemblies of God, but a new pastor and sort of new ideals, I guess, in a way. And it'll be interesting to start new somewhere else and see what they're all about. It's a deliverance church, so that's definitely going to be interesting for me. Yeah. So, anyhow, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Let's see. How do I handle that? That's how we handle that. All right. I took care of that. Anyway, I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. Does anybody got any comments, questions, whatever? I haven't been on here much, and I'm here for now. So if you have anything you want to say to me, feel free to open up and say it. I know that lingering on YouTube for too long just brings me down and doesn't really do much good for anybody. So, I said what I had to say, and I'd like to hear from you if you have anything to say about it. If not, I will head off of here and go work on my puzzle some more. Anybody? Nobody. Okay. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Think about what I said. If you want to come on and you want to have a voice about something that just really feels wrong to you, then have the voice, but don't renege on it. Stick with it. I mean, have a voice and don't regret your voice, because you have a voice for a reason. Everybody has a right to have their view. This is where we live in America. It's a relatively free country. We're allowed to have opinions. We're allowed to have voices. We aren't allowed to harm others. We're not allowed to threaten others, although people do that. And if it bothers you that people are being threatened, then speak up and say, hey, I heard so-and-so said something about a person. You don't have to mention names. And say, this is wrong, and I'm standing for this person, or I'm standing for this precept that bullying is wrong, racism is wrong, evil is wrong, harm is wrong, threatening people is wrong. It's okay to say that, and more people need to speak up and say that without regret, without reneging, because every time you pull back your vote against the stuff that you're against, they're laughing. They're saying they can't even stand by what they say. They're going to just come on and rant. We're just going to sit and laugh at them. And then they're going to take down their videos and they're just going to renege on everything they just said. Because when you have integrity, you stand up and you say this is how it is, and you don't remove it and you leave it there. So please, if you're going to join me in that sentiment of wrong is wrong and right is right, don't regret it and pull down your stuff. Leave it up. Let the enemy see it loud and proud in their face and say, this is how it is. This is the way things are. And this is what I stand for. And that's just how it is. You know, kind of like that song, We Are the World, We Are the Children, where everybody kind of got along. And although I guess behind the scenes there was crazy stuff going on. But as far as we knew, everybody's getting along fine and standing for something. And they were singing it loud and proud, and that song became a hit. It wasn't pulled off the market. People still sing it today and still feel those sentiments behind it. That's the thing. Don't remove your sentiment. Leave your sentiment where it is. Stand for what you believe in and don't falter. That's my final say on that opinion. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming. Robbie, take it easy. Hope to hear from you soon. If you want to talk, chat, whatever, I'd love to talk with you. All right, y'all. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye.